Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. We've got, wow, quite a pile of stories and sources from you this week. It really covers the whole spectrum, doesn't it?
It really does.
We're looking at some really high-stakes stuff like urgent corporate orders about visas, but also like the nitty-gritty of a super thin iPhone and how well it bends.
It has been.
Exactly. And even, how to get better sleep with tech. It's a great mix. And our goal today is, well, to sift through all this and pull out the key things you need to know. What really struck me looking through this was the contrast.
How so?
You've got massive global political stuff bumping right up against, like, everyday software glitches and reviews of niche gadgets.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and unpack what that feels like. Being someone who works in tech and uses tech right now, navigating both ends of that spectrum.
All right, let's jump right in with that high-stakes situation. This H-1B visa thing, we saw some leaked internal stuff, right? From Amazon, Google, Microsoft. Yeah, internal memos basically telling their H-1B employees, the ones who were outside the U.S. at the time, to, well, rush back, like immediately.
That sounds pretty dramatic. What was the context? H-1B is that specialized visa, right, for skilled workers?
Exactly. Used a lot by tech companies. And the whole panic was centered around a specific deadline, 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time, Sunday, September 21st, 2025.
Okay. And why that date? What was the fear?
It stemmed from a presidential proclamation. The way it was written, it looked like a travel restriction kicking in at that exact moment.
A travel restriction with teeth. What was the big worry for the companies?
The big worry was the potential cost. The interpretation was that any H-1B employee trying to re-enter the U.S. after that deadline might have to deal with a $100,000 payment linked to their visa petition.
Whoa, $100,000 per person.
Potentially, yeah. The sources weren't super clear if it was like a bond or a fee or a fine, but just the possibility of that six-figure hit for potentially thousands of employees.
Well, you can see why the companies panicked. Absolutely. That's a nightmare scenario for HR and finance departments, even if, didn't the White House try to calm things down?
They did. The press secretary came out and said, don't worry, you won't be charged, travel is fine.
But the companies didn't buy it.
Apparently not. They seem to trust the legal text of the proclamation more than the public statement. I mean, the memos were explicit. If you were abroad, get back now. That included H-4 dependents, too, so spouses and kids.
And for those already in the U.S.?
Stay put. Don't travel internationally, period. Wait until we have total legal clarity. It's just a perfect snapshot of how geopolitical winds can suddenly create chaos for the tech workforce, no matter what officials are saying. Corporate risk management in action.
Yeah, that really drives home the need for clear, decisive action in uncertain times. Which actually kind of brings us to our next topic, a tool for getting decisive, structured thinking, but this time from AI.
Ah, yes, the advanced AI prompt structure. This was interesting. It's designed to push something like ChatGPT beyond just being a fact machine.
Make it more of a reasoning engine.
That's the idea. It's about forcing the AI to think more critically, to avoid just giving you the easy, generic answer.
How does it work? It forces the AI to follow certain rules.
Exactly. There are mandatory steps. First, before it even tries to answer your main question, the AI has to ask you two clarifying questions.
Okay. But wait, doesn't that just slow things down? More back and forth?
Well, yes and no. It slows down the initial response, maybe. But the point isn't speed, it's relevance. By asking you questions first, it has to tailor the answer specifically to your situation. It stops the generic output right at the start.
Okay, I get it. Optimize for quality, not just quickness. So it asks questions, gets clarification.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then the answer itself has to follow a strict structure. 3 layers.
3 layers.
Yep. Layer 1, beginner-friendly, simple terms, easy explanation. Layer 2, intermediate analysis. This is where it lays out the reasoning, the pros, the cons, the trade-offs. And Layer 3, expert insight. This is the really valuable part. It should cover hidden problems, advanced angles, maybe even creative solutions you hadn't thought of.
That sounds incredibly useful for anything complex, like financial planning or figuring out a business strategy, maybe.
Precisely. Stuff where a simple answer just won't cut it. And there's one more mandatory piece.
Oh, yeah?
It has to finish with one single, bold prediction or a really actionable takeaway based on everything it just analyzed. That final nugget is often where the most personalized value comes through.
Interesting. Speaking of AI options, the sources also dug into Claude's new subscription plans. They've got 3 tiers now.
Yeah. Claude, Anthropic's AI, they've got Free, Pro, and Max.
Okay, break it down for us. Free is free.
Yeah. Free gets you the basics, text analysis, image analysis, and web search, but you'll hit the usage caps pretty fast if you use it much.
Right, so Pro, that's the paid one.
Pro is about $20 a month, and this looks like the sweet spot value-wise. You get roughly 5 times more usage than the free tier. Plus, priority access during busy times connects to your Google stuff like Gmail and Docs, and it has this extended thinking feature for tougher questions.
Okay, $20 sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Max. What does that get you?
Max jumps up to $100 a month, so 5 times the price of Pro.
And presumably 5 times the features.
See, that's the key thing. No, it gives you at least 5 times more usage than Pro, so it's about volume. But critically, you don't get any extra features or access to different, more powerful models.
So Max is really only for super heavy users.
Exactly. Like full-time researchers, maybe developers constantly hitting the API. For most people, Pro offers the best balance of features and usage limits. $100 a month just for more messages seems steep unless you absolutely need that volume.
Good to know. And one thing Claude still doesn't do.
Image generation. Yep. All tiers can analyze images you upload, but none of them can create images for you yet. That's still a major feature gap compared to some competitors.
All right, let's switch from AI minds to human bodies, specifically sleep. We looked at these Anchor Soundcore Sleep A30 buds. They claim to finally solve the snoring problem.
Yeah, this is a big claim, and honestly, the reviews suggest they've made real progress. They seem to actually mask light to moderate snoring pretty effectively.
How do they do it? Is it just noise canceling?
It's a combo. They use active noise cancellation, but the clever bit is they also have a microphone that listens to the ambient noise, like snoring, and then adjusts the volume of the masking sound like white noise in real time to cover it up.
Oh, that's smart. Dynamic masking.
Exactly. And a big plus, especially for side sleepers, is that they're apparently much smaller and more comfortable than older sleep buds.
Okay, sounds almost perfect. But I have to ask, what's the trade-off? Battery life.
You guessed it. Battery life is the catch. Anchor claims 9 hours, which sounds okay.
But what?
But that's only if you're listening to the built-in sound stored locally on the buds. If you want to stream your own podcast or music or audiobook over Bluetooth.
Which lots of people do.
Right. Then the battery life drops to about 6.5 hours per charge. That's probably not going to last a full 8-hour night for most people.
Okay. That's a significant difference. Anything else?
Well, the sleep tracking feature that comes with the app, let's just say it's maybe a little too optimistic. You can have a terrible restless night, and it'll still tell you you got an 87 sleep score.
Okay. So take the sleep data with a pinch of salt.
Definitely. Focus on the snore masking, which seems to be the real win here.
Okay, sticking with wearables, let's move from buds to rings. The smart ring battle. Aura Ring 4 versus the circular Ring 2.
Yeah, an interesting comparison. They both start around the same price, about $349.
But the real difference isn't the upfront cost, is it?
No, it's the ongoing cost. This is crucial. Aura requires a $5.99 monthly subscription to actually see most of your detailed data and historical trends. Without it, the Ring is pretty limited.
And circular.
Circular is subscription-free for all its main health tracking features right now. That's a huge plus in terms of long-term cost.
Okay, that's a big win for circular on price. What about features? Does circular beat Aura anywhere specific?
Currently, yes. On heart health specifically, Circular offers actual ECG readings and can detect atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Aura doesn't have that.
ECG on your finger, that's impressive.
It is. However, we should mention Circular has said that future features like blood pressure and glucose monitoring when they arrive will be behind a paywall, so the subscription-free part might not last forever for new features.
Okay. So for now, Circular wins on heart features and cost. But overall, which one comes out on top?
Looking at the whole package durability, the quality and depth of the data insights across sleep and activity, and especially automatic workout detection, Aura 4 generally still seems to be the more polished, comprehensive product overall. It can automatically track like 40 different workout types.
So it's that classic trade-off. Specific advanced features and lower cost with Circular versus a more robust, well-rounded, but subscription-based experience with Aura.
That sums it up pretty well.
Okay, one more quick gadget hit. Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra headphones. Gen 2.
Sort of. It's more like a silent refresh. The Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra Headphones Gen 2 look exactly the same on the outside as the first generation.
So what's changed?
It's all internal. They've boosted the claimed battery life to 30 hours, which is pretty good. And they've made some small, incremental improvements to the active noise cancellation. Reports say it's slightly better at blocking out things like keyboard clicks or road noise from tires.
Okay, subtle improvements. Anything else new?
They did add a new immersive audio mode that's specifically tuned for watching movies, trying to create a more spatial sound experience. But yeah, mostly just refinements under the hood.
All right, let's shift to augmented reality. Meta was showing off their new Ray-Ban display smart glasses. These are different from the previous camera ones, right?
Very different. These actually have a small display projected into the lens, and they cost quite a bit more, around $800.
$800. Wow.
Yeah.
What's the main way you control them? Still voice?
Voice is an option, but the big new thing is the neural band. It's a wrist strap that reads tiny electrical signals from your hand movements. Electroencephalography, basically.
So you can control the glasses with small hand gestures.
Yeah,
Without touching them.
exactly. That's the idea. Makes it more subtle.
Mm.
And the potential uses they highlighted seem pretty practical.
Like what?
Things like seeing turn-by-turn walking directions right in your vision, or getting live captions or translations displayed discreetly.
Okay, I can see the appeal of that. No more looking down at your phone for directions.
Right. And Zuckerberg even claimed you could eventually type just by tapping on surfaces, using the wristband to track it, aiming for like 30 words per minute.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
But the demos didn't go perfectly, did they? There were some glitches during the MetaConnect event.
No, there were a couple of pretty visible fails, and of course, everyone online immediately blamed the conference Wi-Fi.
Naturally. Was it the Wi-Fi?
Turns out, no. The CTO, Andrew Bosworth, actually explained what happened later, and it's quite revealing about building complex tech. Okay, the first glitch. They basically launched a denial-of-service attack on themselves.
They what? How?
When the demo presenter activated the live AI feature, every single pair of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses in the room tried to connect to the development server at the exact same millisecond. It just overwhelmed their own system, a self-inflicted DDoS.
Wow, okay, that's not Wi-Fi. What about the second glitch? Something about a WhatsApp call not showing up.
That one was apparently a classic software bug called a race condition.
A race condition.
Yeah, it's when two different software processes are supposed to happen in a specific order or timing, but they get out of sync. In this case, the glasses display went to sleep just as the notification was trying to come through, and when it woke up, the notification process had already timed out or gotten lost. Timing mismatch.
So both were internal system design problems, not just bad internet.
Exactly. It really highlights just how incredibly difficult it is to build these complex real-time AR systems reliably. Lots of moving parts have to work perfectly together.
Okay, this next one feels like a really big shift in the industry landscape.
Yeah.
Intel and NVIDIA partnering up.
Yeah, this is potentially huge news. They're collaborating, backed by a reported $5 billion investment, to create a new type of chip, a system on chip or SO.
And it's called?
Intel by 86 RTX Silicon. Rolls right off the tongue, huh?
Haha, maybe not. But what does it actually mean? They're putting Intel and NVIDIA tech together on one chip.
Pretty much. For decades, PCs have had a separate Intel CPU based on that Byte-86 architecture and a separate NVIDIA GPU, like their RTX graphics cards. This project aims to fuse them onto a single piece of silicon.
Why is that such a big deal for, say, laptops?
Efficiency and size, mostly. Combining them directly saves power and space. The goal is to enable a new generation of Windows laptops that are really thin and light, but still powerful enough for serious gaming, including ray tracing and AI tasks. Tightly integrated power.
Okay, that sounds like a direct challenge, too. Well, who does this worry most? AMD.
You'd have to think AMD is paying very close attention. Right now, AMD dominates the custom chip market for consoles like the PS5 and Xbox, and also for popular gaming handhelds like the ROG Xbox Ally X.
Because they make really good integrated chips already.
Exactly. They combine CPU and GPU effectively. But if this new Intel NVIDIA chip delivers similar or better performance within the Windows ecosystem, especially for thin and light designs,
then companies making future consoles or handhelds might consider switching.
it definitely puts pressure on AMD. It gives designers another potentially very powerful option. It could really shake up who powers the next generation of those devices.
And NVIDIA's not putting all its eggs in the Intel basket, right? They have another plan, too.
Correct. They're also working separately with MediaTek on an ARM-based chip, potentially called the N1X.
ARM-based, like
Yeah.
phones and Macs.
Yep. So that's another path towards the same goal, powerful, slim gaming laptops, but using a completely different chip architecture. NVIDIA seems to be attacking this high-performance integrated market from multiple angles. They really want a piece of that pie.
Okay, let's wrap up with a few quick hits from the software and mobile world that caught our eye. First up, that new iPhone Air. It's super thin, right?
Yeah, wafer thin was the description, just 5.6 millimeters, which immediately makes you think it's going to snap in half.
But it doesn't.
Apparently not. The sources mentioned bend tests, where it survived 216 pounds of pressure thanks to its titanium frame. So, surprisingly durable for something so thin. Good news for pockets everywhere.
Definitely. Okay, software side. Copilot AI in Windows 11 Pro.
Yeah, Microsoft is embedding its AI assistant deeper into the operating system. Copilot is now built into Windows 11 Pro.
What can it do right from the desktop?
A bunch of workflow stuff, like you can ask it to change system settings, summarize web pages you have open, or even help you generate code snippets without leaving your current window. It's about making AI always accessible within the OS.
Makes sense. And Google's doing something similar with the Home app.
Looks like it. The latest Google Home app update, version 3.41.50.3, puts Gemini, their AI, front and center. There's a new Ask Home search bar.
So using AI for smart home control.
Exactly. It signals they want you using Gemini for more complex home automation tasks, going beyond just simple voice commands to more intelligent, context-aware control of your smart devices. So if we pull back and look at the big picture from all this, the thread seems to be AI reshaping pretty much everything.
Yeah, from how we should talk to computers, like with those structured prompts.
Right, forcing better quality output, to how we actually build the computers themselves, with that Intel and NVIDIA team up fundamentally changing the silicon.
Even down to how we sleep, with AI-adjusted noise masking.
Definitely. But then you have that H-1B story right at the start. It's a really stark reminder, isn't it? How much all this tech progress still relies on a global workforce that can be, well, pretty easily destabilized by geopolitical shifts and sudden policy changes. It's a fragile system.
It really is. Puts things in perspective. Okay, so for our actionable takeaway this week, let's challenge you, the listener. Try using that advanced 3-layered ChatGPT prompt structure we talked about. Pick a complex question you've been mulling over, something personal or professional.
Maybe even use the example we floated earlier.
Yeah, why not? Try this prompt. List 5 future-proof skills I could learn in the next 6 months that align with my strengths and values.
See how forcing the AI to ask clarifying questions first and then structure the answer in those beginner, intermediate, and expert layers changes the kind of response you get.
Let us know if it gives you something more insightful than a standard web search. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.